Hello and welcome to our IGTV series where we meet up with some of our alumni, and today we have Dudley Fergus, who graduated last year, so your class of 2018, and Louis Deslis, I knew I'd say it right, who graduated in 2016. So you guys are working on an exciting show for Seen and Heard. Seen and Heard is a festival that's on at the moment in Smock Theatre, and it's featuring loads of our graduates. So why don't you guys tell us about what your contribution to the festival is? Connor, do you want to shoot off?
Our show is called Our Wee Gerry.
Okay.
It's a farce set in Northern Ireland about two young teenagers called Arlene and Jerry. Familiar names to today in politics. So a lot of themes we have are based on sort of what's happening at the moment and the idea of how did it all go wrong and where did it all go wrong. So we look back at these two 17-year-olds falling in love for the first time.
Very good. So it's a true story.
Yes.
And this piece developed from, because it would be familiar to anyone who went to see the Manifesto showcase last year, because it kind of started off there, did it?
Yeah. That's where it started. So it was 3 to 5 minute piece as part of the Manifesto program, which was a great sort of scope to see if it worked as a piece.
Okay. And did you enjoy when you were in? So Manifesto, for anyone listening who doesn't know, is a theatre devising program as part of the 2-year full time. And did you enjoy being in that program at the time?
The program was fantastic. Yeah. I love being a part of people's productions, and whether it be just sitting in and giving some advice, or being an actor as part of it, or anything, doing lights, like it's such a great creative outlet, and you learn so much. However, me for writing it was never I want to write about this, there were so many brilliant people in the year that are so passionate about writing these things that they want to tell, these stories they want to tell, and I struggled with that, and it was never, I need to tell this story. So when obviously Showcase came around, we had to come up with something. So we looked at some previous things that I did, over the years. You have a journal, which is great to keep, and you look and see what you enjoyed. I just wanted to enjoy it was the main thing. I thought if I enjoy it, hopefully other people will. So. Yeah,
and we did very much so. And so is this? So you say you're not necessarily didn't feel the pull towards writing. Is this where you came in, Louis, to kind of help with on that end of things?
Absolutely. So the idea was very much his, and he's obviously from Northern Ireland and I'm not, and so the authenticity I think really very much comes from him. But I did sort of the writing, but then he would come in and out and fix things and make them more Northern Irish or more relevant, or kind of give me pointers in terms of, okay, maybe the characters need to go in that direction now. Because there's more than just 2 characters obviously in the story. There's 3 actors and there's a lot of multi-rolling, and the mother, Jerry's mum, is a really, really important character. And so it was kind of like, I was kind of given stuff to play with, and then I kind of made a story.
Okay.
But it was very much a collaborative process, and a lot of back and forth, going like, okay, here's where we're at now, what do we need to add, where are we going, and always kind of checking in with ourselves and kind of going, okay, we've got all of this figured out, we need to make sure that we're not straying too far off.
All these people are based off people I knew growing up, really, and just heightened and sort of showing these people and kind of where I grew up, which is great, but also there's a lot of things in smaller communities that I guess need to change, just outlooks on life in general and politics and everything. So it was sort of the idea that let's show these characters on a stage and allow an audience to see them.
And so hopefully once we've done it and seen and heard, we can develop it into a 15-minute kind of piece and tour it, take it to the north. And because of the format of it, because it's only 3 actors, there's no set, it's very minimal, and it's very easy to kind of move around in a tour.
And it's clever to think of that, and not everybody would think of that. So you guys obviously learned something on your production
module. Absolutely. That's a really big one, and it's definitely something that you learn in Manifesto as well. It's not just obviously the artistic element of it, and that needs to be it's a crucial element of any kind of process, making a play or whatever. But you also learn that it takes an army you know, to make things. And it's there's the two of us here today, but there's all the other people that are involved.
Who else is involved?
So Susie Soifi, who's a graduate of the school as well, Colin Maloney, who is the director, and the two actors, Martha Donnelly, who's in my year, and Rachel O'Connell, who worked with Connor on Coppers, the musical.
And so obviously, so it's a tale of kind of cross-community love in the extreme. And Louis, how comfortable are you coming from the Parisian side, working in the political sphere of Northern Ireland?
Yeah, I think it's a great place to work from, actually. Because I'm really interested in politics in general. I really love politics, and I love political science, and I love all of that stuff, and history, and looking in on the situation in the north, on the Catholics versus the Protestants and all of that stuff, is very interested in, as a foreigner, as someone who's completely sort of objective, because I have no personal connections to it. And so you can really kind of look at it and kind of go, okay, you end up asking all the questions, kind of going like, why is that, and why is that, and why is that? And of course you get great answers, but I think the best part is when you don't get the answers, is when and you kind of go, oh,
you haven't thought about it either.
There's no answer to that. Yeah, and so it's fun and it's great, and of course it's great to work with Connor on that, because Connor has a more hands-on experience of it all.
So Connor, where are you from?
Coleraine.
Coleraine, okay.
At the very north. But like, I mean, the Protestants versus the Catholics, that was a huge thing in France in the 18th century? No, 17th. St. Bartholomew's. There was the wars of religion have happened all over the world, and they've definitely happened in France a lot. And there was a huge Catholics versus Protestants conflict, so that existed. And
yeah, so it's not
not too hard to
no, exactly, yeah. Okay. You're not to dig down deeper. And in terms so the show is on March 2nd?
Yes.
4 o'clock and 8 o'clock?
Yes, in the main space. It's Smock.
Selling out quickly?
Yes.
Yeah.
And how has it
Buy
been?
your tickets.
Have you been to many shows and seen and heard? Like we were chatting earlier on, Connor, there's over, I reckon, we're talking back and forth, I reckon it's over half of the programme features getting graduates of the Gaiety School of Acting.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
There really is a lot.
Yeah, there's loads. There's been some great shows already.
Yeah.
It's hard to get to see everything.
I know.
It really is when you're doing shows or involved in others, as well as going to see, people who you studied with. But standout shows have been Girl Play was outstanding. It was such a great show. All three Gaiety grads. Sarah Richardson, Martha Donnelly, Julia Crosby. Brilliant show. Yeah, and then you had On Loop, which was Sive and Isabel from my year. Just brilliant.
And I went to see Black Eyed Dog, Desmond Eastwood.
It's on tonight as well.
It's on tonight again, and it's Desi doing a one man, and it's really, really interesting. It's very brave. I just finished the one man and seen and heard as well, and it is great, but it's a terrifying experience, because you're there on your own, obviously, and a lot of the time one man shows or one woman shows are come from a very personal place, and so you have to have this kind of, you have to be ready to really fail, and to know that some people might not connect with it at all, or think that it's really self-indulgent, and it's a really vulnerable place to be in. And so seeing Desi do that last night was just brilliant.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's hard, and he did a brilliant job.
And what's great about Seen and Heard is as well, you guys will get all your feedback at the end, so that'll be exciting,
it's
terrifying,
so it's a great
exciting
absolutely.
to read over it at the end and see what you can tweak or add on to or whatever. So that's really great to have you guys in. Is there anything else coming up that you'd like to chat about, or?
I'm doing a show called Fallen Angels from the 18th to the 23rd of March. And the company that's doing that are called Blacklight Productions, and they're a bunch of guys who did the part-time
they did
courses,
the
PTC.
Yeah, brilliant. So Cliona
McAllister and Sancha and Antonia, Enrique. Enrique. And they've really gone on to do a lot of great work. They did a French play called Who Will Carry the Word last year, and they're doing Fallen Angels this year, and it's in Smock.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, great. Really cool. We'll keep an eye out for that. And Connor, yourself, you're sticking on the writing and producing and things and acting and all those.
Yeah.
Great, well thanks so much, and we'll get the tickets. It's on smockalley.com.
Yes.
Go on to Seen and Heard programme and scroll right down to the very last day and get your tickets, because they're going to go pretty quick.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.